5-minute headlines, heavier than guilt. You pull up a chair right on the curb, right there where the chalk lines fade and the memes all glare. Half of my heart in the pothole truth, half on the sidewalk, spilling jokes like you. Mr. Bell's curves, where we stand and stare, 1 foot in the chaos, 1 foot in the air. You turn all that pressure into payful talk, that space between the streets and the sidewalk. Mr. Bell's curves, yeah, we meet out here when the world feels brutal. You make it sound clear, you paint the hard edges in a goofy gloss. We're laughing at the madness, not the loss. Scrolling feed like a late night parade, sirens and punchlines cut from the same braid. You shrug at the circus, tip your cap to the truth, cracking up hard. Why you God are you? Mr. Bill's curves, where we stand and stare, 1 foot in the chaos, 1 foot in the air. You turn all that pressure into payful talk, that space between the streets and the sidewalk. Mr. Bill's curves, yeah, we meet out here when the world feels brutal. You make it sound clear, you paint the hard edges in a goofy gloss. We're laughing at the madness, not the loss.
Is that loud enough? Is that good background level, guys, for you? That music? Hopefully it's a good background level for you. It's I can turn it up when I want to, but I think it's at a good background level, I think, for you. Hopefully it's at a good background level anyway. Hopefully I get that pinned message up there. Follow my Twitter if you guys don't mind. Hopefully you're doing good there, everybody. I think you guys heard most of that song. I'll just pause it here. Hopefully I was at a good level and you guys heard it in good background. Hopefully you guys are popping in. I get good for background music. Thank you. Right. Okay. So it's like almost at the bottom on the bar thing there. I need to get one of those fancy little setups so I can control the audio separately, but so that I control it through the apps and all that stuff, but that's okay. You guys want to see the other thing here? I was going to watch this Nick Shirley video here. Have you guys watched this yet? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't there. Actually, let's watch Slag Saint. Are you in the chat yet? I'll wait till Slag Saint comes in. We'll watch his latest video there. He did one called we're going to the Antifa rally or something like that. So we'll check that one out later. If I see Slag Saint in the chat, we'll play his video later on. But sounds like a plan there. I don't know what else to do. I was thinking about doing what the Chris and Danny always do to me or whatever, but they're doing other things over here. They're watching their own thing there, so I don't want to bug them, but they got their own fun stuff going on there. So they're watching this.
Oh yeah, he's come on the show sometime.
Who? Oh, somebody else.
No, he does curse every 2 seconds. Yeah, you're right. I was watching like, God damn, how is he not all age restricted?
Not me.
Yeah, you and Josh can have a show together. You'll just be age restricted like 5 minutes in.
Somebody else. Raw tactics or something like that. Yeah, they'd have to.
Paulie says it's really loud, Chris.
Anyway, that's what they're doing over there.
All right. I gotta stop Chip. I didn't realize. I started thinking I'm like eating it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna look back at them and everything. They was restreaming it, so I had to get back at them a little bit there. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Let's watch a little bit of this Nick Shirley video. Not sure if anybody else is gonna watch tonight, but I wanted to see this. Maybe
What do you
we'll
think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act?
run
I
at a
think
higher
you're a
speed.
psycho scam artist.
They don't want to end their fraud racket. A lot of the politicians, they benefit from the political organizations, and so they want this racket to continue. They don't want the truth to get out.
Stop fraud investigations, but you're the one who signed off and you're a co-author of it. Here in California, they are trying to pass the Stop Nick Shirley Act. The official title of this bill is AB 2624.
Hey,
Today,
Miss,
we're going to
how
be
you doing?
confronting the
Nice to see you.
legislators that are trying to pass this bill. And if this bill were to get passed, instead of going
Put a 1 if you're in the chat and paying attention. Put a 2 in the chat. If you're lurking, put a 3 in the chat. If you're Antifa, I don't know.
after the fraudsters, they're trying to make it criminal to go after the people that are committing this fraud. For instance, it would become criminal to film and reveal info on taxpayer-funded immigration services like healthcare, which would include daycare, hospices. It also covers counseling services, translation services, and immigration legal services. So for instance, if the Quality Leering Center was inside of California, it would be illegal to expose them. It would make it illegal
Good
to
shout out
film
here.
government-funded NGOs. And this bill essentially wants to shield the info of immigrant support services from the public. So your tax dollars, you'd have no idea where it's going because it would then become confidential, and you would not be able to see how much money that NGO is getting if it's going towards immigrant services. And what makes this bill super interesting is the lady who created this bill, her name is Mia Bonta. Her husband is the Attorney General of California named Rob Bonta. You cannot make this up. So you have the Attorney General who's supposed to prosecute and go after the fraudsters, and then you have his wife who's trying to pass bills to go after the people exposing the fraud. Like, seriously, this is absolutely crazy.
It's
And the
bizarre.
AG, Rob Bonta, just a few days ago said they are cracking down on the fraud way before certain people came into the state.
We've been doing it successfully before certain people in this country decided to think about it for the first time.
However, it was only after I exposed over $100 million in fraud they actually made any arrest here inside of California. Let's say this bill gets passed. What could happen to you if you
They've been working on it. Like, are any right wingers doing the fraud? If the right wingers go do the fraud, then we go after them. But if it's left wingers, we're just going to sort of say that we're after them, but we're not actually going to do anything about it.
expose fraud or go and look into immigration services, well, you could receive a $4,000 fine underneath a civil fine, a $10,000 fine if it's criminal, and a $50,000 fine if it becomes a felony. You may also face potential imprisonment and your content be forced to be taken down. This is a complete violation of the First Amendment, as they are trying to take down and suppress your own speech, make it so you can't film in public, which is taking away your freedom of press.
What you can do. Why would they continually change the First Amendment with a law? It's kind of weird.
There's a whole lot of issues with this bill, and today we're going to be confronting those that co-authored, signed,
law.
and passed this bill. And so truly, every single day here in America, you are learning more and more about the fraud that is taking place. And if you want to become a member of the Anti-Fraud Club and help me as I go all about the country to expose this fraud, go join at antifraudclub.com. It is completely free, and hoodies are also available on the site. And really quick, let's go speak with an assemblyman who knows more about this bill before we go and confront them. Now let's get into the video.
I like how Nick does a short little advertisement for his store or whatever. You know, a lot of these guys, they, the LH merch, Liberty Hangout, it's not too long of an advertisement, but some of them is like 30 seconds. Okay. Once they like your content, they'll go to your store. All you have to do is say the name of it.
Yeah. What's the truth about the Stop Nick Shirley Act?
So you've heard a lot of people trying to call you a liar. Why don't we just read the bill? I think that's what everybody just needs to know. So in this section of AB 2624, which we call the Stop Nick Shirley Act, it says a person, business, or association shall not publicly post or publicly display, disclose, or distribute on the internet or social media the personal information or image of a designated immigration support service provider, employee, or volunteer if that individual or individual entity or organization authorized on the act of their behalf. And that's just some of the language.
And what does that mean, immigration support services provider?
You're exact. See, and that is where the devil is in the details. Designated Immigration Support Services Facility means a facility where immigration support services are provided, including but not limited to nonprofit organization offices, Department of Justice recognized entities, community legal clinics, law offices, accredited representative sites that provide immigration legal services, and healthcare facilities. They threw that into designated immigration support service facilities, healthcare facilities.
And healthcare is at the very bottom of this.
That's always weird on that when Unfiltered. That's cool. Thanks for your reporting on that. I could go back and watch your video if you want me to. But yeah, nobody in front of that one there. It's in a major U.S. city, or maybe it's outside of it. You know, hard for people to get there if they don't have transportation. I don't know. But that's where they actually house people. Why would they not go to that facility if they want to help free the people and do things like that. It's kind of weird why Portland people have not taken the 2.5-hour drive up there.
But that's where a lot of the fraud's taking place inside of Medi-Cal. For instance, the hospices, the daycares are with CalWorks, but they're with anything to have to do with immigrants, essentially could not and is actually punishable.
You're 100% right. And that's where, again, the devil is in the details. Their definition of harassment is repeated, unreasonable, and unwelcome conduct. What is unwelcome conduct? Simply you asking questions today, can that be considered unwelcome? What do they mean by things that you could generally fear? So if they say the words, I was harassed by Nick Shirley, if you were out videotaping a hospice, you would fall under this because healthcare facilities is a designated immigration support.
I was wondering, maybe they were at that other route, the protesters that were there. There was the one outside the Jewish advocacy place or something like that. I heard saw something at a protest there.
Service facility. That is part of the definition. It is written here that if you post this online and they give you a demand made under that paragraph shall be effective for 4 years where you could be punished. So what people really need to know is that the state of California is deciding to punish the journalists out there that are doing the work and exposing the fraud instead of punishing the fraudsters in a government that diminishes transparency, has something to hide.
That they don't sort of say what they're going to mean what they say and say what they mean. Is that what you're referring to? That they're against ICE. They're against ICE, but they won't move out of Portland, to care about people from other countries. They won't even travel to another state to protest the actual people from the other. Press for the people in the other country that are actually housed in that facility. That is an interesting perspective, isn't it? It's unfiltered, where they aren't really there for the cause, are they, in your opinion, or in my opinion?
What are some more crazy things about this bill?
There's a section in this bill that says,
but they do like to say F-ICE.
Any records or documents pertaining to a program participant shall be held confidential. So there are workarounds in this bill that will hide information that if you wanted to find online the Quality Learning Center, all of these areas can be now moved around and shifted. They are making it harder to find the people's money when we should be making it easier, when we have already proven that in 3 cases alone in the state of California, $500 million in fraud. Thank you for that.
And so essentially an NGO or a daycare, anything that falls underneath immigration support providers, their information would then become confidential.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly right, is that they can hide it because they have changed the definitions. Designated Immigration Support Services Facility also includes healthcare facilities, also includes nonprofit organizations, and not only that, areas that the Department of Justice actually recognizes those entities. It's such a broad thing, so you can cover everything. And then when you look at those definitions, when I read you the bill, I am reading the physical bill. So when they call you a liar, how are you lying? How, when you have all of the information in front of you, and it's a front. When you sit down and you actually talk about it, it's a coordinated effort.
Railroad's got a question for you, unfiltered. There, I'll let you answer that one if you're still here on that one there. That's interesting. It's close enough to Seattle and even Olympia is super blue there also. So, and Tacoma is in the middle of Seattle and Olympia. Therefore, you would have to assume that Tacoma is just as blue and corrupt as Seattle or Olympia.
To steal from the people of California.
In that same day, an assemblyman, Carl DeMaio, brought forth a motion to push for more transparency on this bill. However, it was then shut down by the Democrats inside of the assembly to not give any more transparency. And as I was explaining this, one of the co-authors passed by, and it was now my time to confront these legislators who are pushing forth this bill.
Here's one of the authors of the bill. How are you guys doing? We just want to ask you about the bill and why you guys would pass this bill that really is an attack on free speech.
I am not even sure what you're talking about.
Really?
You said an author. I don't think.
Yes.
I'm an
Did
author.
you sign to pass this bill? The AB 26?
No, I don't know what
24?
you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You do not.
No,
Are you
guys
serious?
are just talking about
We're talking about something random. Okay. Sasha, how are you doing? We just want to ask you about the bill AB 2624. Why would you sign off on that? It's a direct violation of the First Amendment, and it makes it harder for people to expose fraud here.
We have Ledge Council. They check the constitutionality of all our bills as we're writing them. I work on fraud issues. You know that if you look at some of the work I did on the budget
Okay,
subcommittee.
amazing. So Mia Bonta, her husband's the Attorney General of the Attorney General of California, and it was only until I exposed fraud that they actually tracked down on the fraud and made some arrests here.
they're not actually walking that fast. I have it speeded up a little bit.
especially with the hospices. And do you know that if this bill were to pass, it'd make it illegal for someone to go after fraud, especially if it's based off of immigrants, for instance, the Armenians in California?
No, I think that that's a misinterpretation of the bill, but I'm happy to talk with you more about it. And fraud and investigations into fraud are something that's been happening for a very long time. The Attorney General handles those cases. This is an ongoing issue.
That the wife of the Attorney General, Mia Bonta, is now pushing this bill that literally goes against the First Amendment.
No, I actually don't. I don't think that this bill violates the First Amendment. I mean,
Really?
that's the whole purpose. We have ledge counsel and ledge attorneys that talk with us about this. Constitutionality is really important to the work.
So your bill criminalizes publication of images recorded in public. Do you believe the government has the right to punish journalists for filming in public space?
No, I think that is a complete misinterpretation of actually the
He just read it.
No, because
piece
if
of legislation.
that is not. That's literally what happened. Speaker Rivas, how are you doing? What do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act, AB 2624?
I don't know anything about it.
And do you think
Zero signs, zero junk laying around. The crazy thing, Tacoma ICE facility is supposed to have the longest solitary confinement of detainees. Really? Wow. And there's nobody there. How close is it to the city or something like that? Or to apartments or, like a housing area type thing? Is it fairly close to that kind of stuff, or is it a little further out or something like that? I think I heard it was further out than some of the other places. I don't know. But yes, you'd think that they would sort of want to go there, but no. They'd rather have a party in Portland.
there's any conflict of interest there with Mia Bonta and her husband being the AG? That just shows you everything you need to know. These people won't even answer the questions. So you signed off, you're a co-author of the AB 20.
Yeah, if they're so mad at Nick Shirley that they called the Nick Shirley bill or something like that, you'd think they'd want to kind of stomp out his arguments basically by talking to him, but they're not even talking to him. It's like
624 bill.
They
What
know
makes you
what
want to
they're
sign
doing
off
is
on this
wrong.
bill that would literally make it so NGOs don't have to disclose their money?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of the wording and that other Congress person was talking to him about it and everything. They made it sort of seem kind of, we're not totally going after guys like Nick Shirley. We're only doing it if he repeatedly harasses someone, or only if he goes after these sort of government buildings or something like that. Not if he just goes around to other businesses. If it's a Medicare type place or something like that, then it's kind of, he can't do it. But the wording is so legalese,
Yeah, we'd have to go back and look at the materials from that committee hearing.
Okay, and what, for instance, just answer the question. Why does your bill apply to organizations receiving taxpayer money? Shouldn't publicly funded entities have more transparency, not less?
Restate the question?
Yeah, so entities that receive money from the government, shouldn't there be more transparency and not less?
I think we want to make sure that we are being accountable to public funds.
Yes, and so you signed off on a bill that would make that harder to have transparency.
Well, I don't think I saw it that way. I think that we're making sure that, all of our systems are able to get the money out to the community and that there's transparency and accountability incorporated.
No, you're literally taking away the transparency. You're hiding where the money's going into different areas. So what they just talked about.
But you're literally signed off on a bill that would make it for less transparency, sir.
That's debatable. And I don't
It's not debatable. They're going for immigration-based services. They're trying to make it harder for money to be disclosed.
Oh, and okay, it's in the north. In that, I think I know what area that you're sort of thinking of there. Dad took us there to the Tacoma Dome and some pizza place back in the day when we went to Seattle. But yeah, there's a industrial area up in that north section. Yeah.
Look, they just run off.
Oh,
How are you doing?
I just want to say hi. So great work. Very
Thank you.
proud of what you're doing.
And how come you think that they're just signed off on a bill that would make it harder for organizations that receive taxpayer dollars to be?
Don't agree with it. I think you're on the right track. This is an attack. It should not be. It's not right. You're doing well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're a co-author of the Stop Nick Shirley Act. Oh, you know who I am. My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am. You signed off on the AB 2624 Act. Can you tell us about what you did on that?
I don't even know who you are.
Well, my name's Nick Shirley. But either way, can you tell me about this assembly bill you're trying to pass? My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
I have no idea.
Is she pretending on this one here to not know who he is? As these exposed Democrat fraud everywhere.
I'm sorry.
But could you please just answer any question about the AB 2624 bill? A lot of people are worried about that it's going to stop fraud investigations. But you're the one who signed off and you're a co-author of it. These people
are crazy. They can't even answer questions about the bills that
she wanted to make it look like she's talking to him. I don't know who you are. Let me take a little bit more time so I don't have to actually answer your question. You know, they talk about something else.
they're co-authoring. Hello, Mr. Lowenthal. How are you doing?
Okay. How are
Doing
you?
great. How do you feel about proposing a bill that would put $10,000 fines and potential jail time for publishing a video from a parking lot?
Wait, can you say that to me again? Let me
Yeah, so
understand that a
AB
little bit
2624,
Okay.
if a journalist were to go and investigate fraud in an immigrant service company, essentially, from the government that receives taxpayer dollars, they could potentially risk receiving a $10,000 fine with this bill you guys are trying to pass.
Well, I need to read the bill.
But you signed off on the bill. You passed the bill.
What do you mean I passed the bill? I don't know.
It's gone through two times and it's been passed.
What 2 times? Where are you referring to?
Here again, he knows that he signed off on the bill, that he went through legislation, that you agreed and everything. And he's just using this little stall tactic till he can get inside that other door, rather than kind of answer the question that he already knows the answer to. He's stalling on the Nick didn't ask it correctly or something like that.
Referring to committees?
Yes.
Which committees?
I can tell you right here if you give me a second. But
Speaking of committee, I'm in the privacy committee right now, but
Yep.
I don't think that bill has passed before my committee.
he's a co-author of it. He's a co-author of that bill. What's your thoughts on this?
It's like, you're a co-author of the bill. It's like I don't know anything about it. Goodness gracious, why do people vote for these Democrats in California?
AB 2624 bill. Any response? Like, what would make you guys want to pass this? Do you think it makes it harder for fraud to get discovered here in the United States? Why can't you guys just answer our questions? You guys are the ones who are signing off on these bills. So what do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act, AB 2624? You don't know much about it? Or,
I don't know if I know that.
oh, well, can I tell you a little bit about it?
Pretending like it's just a nothing bill or something like that. When you're preventing somebody from practicing their First Amendment, basically, that's kind of a big thing that you probably should know, that you should at least read part of that bill. You know.
Okay.
So you should know about it though, because it's kind of your job. So the Stop Nick Shirley Act, what it does is it shields immigrant. Oh, all right, we can keep following you. The Stop Nick Shirley Act shields immigration nonprofit workers from public record disclosure. It criminalizes publishing images and videos of covered workers, even taken in public.
Oh, literally standing in between there, having your staff person block the questioning. How silly are you? You're proving his point that you're afraid to answer the question by doing that. Not optically good. The other people at least pretended to try to answer the question. You're forcing somebody between you to not answer the question. Optics, people, you do understand. He's going to have tons of people watching this video. 344,000 just on YouTube alone so far in one day since he's put it up.
Public grants covered orgs power to demand video takedowns, imposes a $4,000 civil, $10,000 criminal, $50,000 felony fines per violation, applies to taxpayer-funded organizations. Would you support a bill that allows all that to take place? It is your job. Would you support a bill? Yes or no, ma'am?
Can you take
Thank
that
you,
out of
baby.
our
It was
face?
so good to meet you. I hope you have a great day.
Ma'am, you're literally working for us, but you won't even answer our own questions. Like, these people get paid by our tax dollars, yet they can't even answer anything. This is super important. People have a lot of questions about the AB 2624 Act,
So this bill,
aka the Stop Nick Shirley Act. Tell us about it.
well, there is no Stop Nick Shirley Act, but the author's not here today, but I hope you can find her.
But you're the co-author of this.
I'm a co-author of many, many bills that protect vulnerable communities in California.
Good, so you should know a lot about this bill. For instance, it
Hold on.
shields immigration.
Hold on one. Hey,
I hate to disrupt the phone call. This is important. Wait, come on. Look at that.
Afraid to do it. It wouldn't even give him a few seconds. What? It's crazy.
These guys really just don't want to answer any of the questions. These people won't even answer questions about the bills they're co-authoring.
Welcome to Sacramento. You know, I appreciate you exposing waste, fraud, and abuse. It is rampant in California, just like in Minnesota. And if it wasn't for independent journalists like you, that would not be happening in our state. And I applaud you for doing it. And welcome to
Crazy.
Sacramento.
Well, these people are literally signing off on these bills and they're acting like they don't have any idea what it is, when it really is a direct violation of the First Amendment.
Most of them don't read the bills, but they know what it is. The people that you talk to that co-author the bill, they know what it is.
It's criminal. And then to think that They're getting paid from the taxpayers of California, yet they can't even answer any questions about these bills that they are co-authors of.
A lot of times when the media will approach them, they deflect often, and that's just the job that they do.
That's the word I was looking for, deflect.
And they'll continue to vote. And it's ironic, like I'm the author of SB 14. It's made it a strikeable offense to make sex trafficking of a minor a strike offense in the state of California. And Mia Bonta, we had to get the governor engaged to reverse her decision on the committee to not criminalize sex traffickers, but she wants to criminalize you. That's an ironic situation, huh?
That is very ironic. So the AG's wife, the attorney general.
Sex traffickers off the hook, journalists on the hook.
General's wife, Mia Bonta, she wanted to protect sex traffickers.
She wouldn't vote, and she did not pass a bill in committee a couple of years ago to make sex trafficking a minor child a serious strikeable offense. So if you get a strike and 3 strikes, your life in prison. She wouldn't vote for it. The governor engaged in that process. The next week they passed it out of committee, but she wouldn't criminalize sex traffickers, but she'll criminalize people like you.
That is insane. Mia Bonta, she sounds like quite the lady.
You should meet her one day.
She didn't show up to her own job today, Mia Bonta didn't.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, is this Scott Wiener right here?
Yep, yes, he is.
Yes.
Scott Wiener, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Can you give us your opinion? Thank you very much. Can you give us your opinion really quick on AB 2624?
I think you're a psycho scam artist. So
Please disclose how you think that. Look how they just run away. These guys are fools. It would suck to have last name Wiener anyways. So right there, you have literal co-authors who will not.
Psycho scam artist. You won't answer a question, and he's the scam artist? Oh my goodness, that Wiener guy is just as bad as the other Wiener that you've probably heard of. Maybe they're related.
Give answers to the bill that they are a part of. Some even said they aren't even co-authors of the bill. And now let's see what the public has to say. And later we'll be speaking with the man, Carl DeMaio, who is in support of getting rid of the Stop Nick Shirley Act. And he'll explain just how dangerous this bill actually is.
Do you think they should pass the Stop Nick Shirley Act?
Absolutely not. We need to stop letting politicians get away with fraud and do better for the people of California here in the state.
And what's your message to Mia Bonta?
She's stay in her lane, stop writing BS bills, and let journalists do their job and find out the truth and give the money back to Californians.
And do you think there's a conflict of interest when the attorney general, his wife, is creating laws to make it harder for people to expose fraud?
Yeah, that is a conflict of interest. I mean, come on, dude.
And right now in Poly Market, there's a 46% chance that the Stop Nick Shirley
Everybody's supporting Poly Market, I guess.
Act becomes law by June 30th.
It might happen here because you got some weird fools over here. I mean,
Really
seriously.
wild.
That's the truth of it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. 46% chance that the Stop Nick Shirley Act becomes law according to Poly Market right now. Insane.
Yeah, yeah.
I see what they've been doing towards you, and it's completely strange. You're just a local news person, and you're an amazing journalist, and then
He's from Utah, but okay.
somehow they're just like throwing these bites out and like saying that you're this and that. So that's a very weird situation. We're Jesus believers, and we've been praying for the state, and we've been praying for you. He actually, when we were praying, he has sensed that, this state has been drained in terms of wealth and in terms of abundance because of these people with the policies and the bills that they've been passing. And we believe this is a very important year for California to be saved. We literally need to be saved and rescued from everything that had gone on for the last 4 to 5 years. Ever since with all these agendas going in and everything. And
Well said.
but we need people to pray, and we need people to speak out, and we need reformers.
We do have an actual conflict of interest when the attorney general is married to someone who
This is the guy that's helping him in the other video.
is trying to author a bill to essentially attack our freedom of speech. I would consider this to be a textbook conflict of interest, and I would consider it to
Okay, Status, how we doing? Nice to see you. Long time no see. Watching out for the bill. Yep. Okay, are you from that area there, Status? Just the way that they behave and think that they're like above everybody. Like, what on earth? If he hit himself or whatever, or like a rainbow shirt or something like that that said Black Lives Matter, disguised his hair or something, you think that they would have answered his questions?
be extremely unethical. Every journalist across the country should be pissed right now because
Notice he's got the Ray-Ban glasses on there, so he can record even if he doesn't want to record with the camera that's in his other hand.
as an attack on Nick Shirley is essentially an attack on everybody. We
San
need our
Diego,
freedom of
I got
speech.
you.
If we don't have our freedom of speech, what do we have? Next step, Second Amendment.
You're one of the few people who have opposed the Stop Nick Shirley Act. What made you oppose this bill?
Because I read the bill. I mean, it's as simple as that. You read the bill and you realize that it's against the First Amendment. It criminalizes citizen investigative journalists who take video and expose fraud. And that's what the bill's designed to do. It's designed to keep secrets, to keep the public from knowing what's going on. They don't want to end their fraud racket. A lot of the politicians, they benefit from the political organizations and various contractors and grantees that are getting.
Is it true, guys, in that sort of San Diego area, is Orange County purpley or something like that? I'm not sure if they vote purpley, 50-50 on certain uh, presidential elections or something like that. In San Diego, I understand, is also probably blue, but kind of, not Orange. No, yeah, Orange County. LA County, I'm sure, is bright blue, but when I understand the Orange County area is a little bit more of a purple.
Money and getting it fraudulently, and so they want this racket to continue. They don't want the truth to get out. That's why they got the Stop Nick Shirley Act. I mean, when I looked at it, I said, clearly, if Nick Shirley had been in California and visited one of our Somali leering centers with no daycares and no kids or a fake hospice, if this bill were enacted, he would be literally hauled into court, injunctive relief, restraining orders, and a lot of money would be penalized to any investigative journalist. They're trying to bully up front, and if anyone has the audacity to videotape and post fraud, to bankrupt them. This is all about bullying and bankrupting
citizen journalists. Only mainstream media, which doesn't do investigative journalism hardly anymore, would be immune from this kind of stuff there, because they would find some way around it or something like that, or pretend like they're doing journalism and they're not, or wait till the state to tell them what to say.
Journalists. Can you imagine how outrageous it is to have an organization committing fraud, Somali leering centers with
my guess why that is status quo is because there's a certain military base down there, and a lot of people that work and support military bases tend to be 70% or so Republican conservative. You can tell the chat what military base I'm talking about.
No kids or fake hospices. You show up and you capture the evidence of their
fairly good sized one or two down there, if I recall,
misdoings. The operator, the fraudster, hands you a business card that just simply says, I hereby insist that you not post the video. That's all they have to do under the law. You then do the right thing. You post the video so the public knows what's going on with their money, and they haul you into court and fine you and penalize you for breaking the law. That's the way they're going to weaponize this bill against citizen journalists, and we can't allow it to happen. It's against the First Amendment. It will ultimately, if passed, get overturned in the Supreme Court, but in the meantime, it's a chilling of free speech, and it keeps secrets on all the fraud that's going on.
It's very concerning to know that right now you have politicians who are passing these bills knowing that it is violating the First Amendment.
Yeah, they don't care. And so I've been working the floor.
Thanks for the service.
Or handing them.
Thank you for him working or whatever, but assuming he's in the military, thank you for his service. There's a lot of people on that base that aren't in the service, but you know what I mean.
Actual text. I said, did you just read the text? Because the author of the bill.
My brother used to be stationed there or visited there, but anyway, I was able to go on that base and for a little while there to see some of the stuff that happened there, and I went to the range they had there or whatever. I think that range has been in some movies or something like that too. It was kind of cool to kind of be on the base like that too.
Is lying. She says, oh no, it has nothing to do with the Nick Shirleys. It has nothing to do with citizen journalists. But when you read
camp, not there talking about army camp.
The text, it's plain English. It would make it a crime to post a video of evidence of fraud, and it would, result in very costly fines. So we want.
Yeah. Plus, San Diego has a military Navy base down there, and an Air Force base, or just a Navy base in San Diego.
This language should be removed from the bill. Actually, I want the bill to be killed entirely, but at the very least, they need to take this provision out. The Stop Nick Shirley Act needs to be removed from the bill.
In this bill, it talks about immigrant services. It's very vague. That means healthcare, translation services, attorney services, daycares. It's very vague on what they're trying to say this bill is. And it's being backed by CHRLA.
The Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights LA, which is a taxpayer-funded organization that isn't really providing services. They're really organizing violent protests in LA.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these things do. Yeah. I think they're supposed to go to the poor people there. They go to kind of force things to happen. Same thing happens in Portland in certain situations, that you think you're giving it to a nice charity and things like that, your money or something like that, and your donations and your taxes, but you think it's going to help the homeless. It doesn't really go to help the homeless. It goes to help keep the homeless in a lot of cases by giving them things that keep them on the streets, so that they can keep getting more money to keep feeding the homeless. See, if they fix the problem of the homeless, then they wouldn't have money to have and keep, you know.
They're agitators, and they don't want people capturing their bad behavior on video.
Yeah, Navy, yeah, Marines, Camp Pendleton, Navy, the Top Gun base down there, Miramar. I think it has a certain name besides Miramar, but I think that's how I always remember Miramar. Is the Navy base. There's a lot of bases in California. Air Force Base, Edwards Air Force Base. I know it's north of LA, but yeah.
This is designed to protect them and the activities that they're doing.
And if this bill were to be passed, organizations like Churla, they would not even have to disclose the amount of money they're getting from taxpayers.
Correct. These organizations are if they have nothing to hide,
Yep.
why have this bill? And the way they define immigrant services is so
Sure,
broad
sure.
that a fake hospice could say, well, one of our fake patients, one of our non-existent patients could have been an immigrant, so therefore we get protection under the bill as well. It is absolutely a bill designed to hide the fraud.
Oh, I see. I can have him repeat what he just said there. So the way they get their money is if they have a person that's in that hospice that's an immigrant, therefore that hospice gets the money. If I'm understanding this right.
Get protection under the bill as well. It is absolutely a bill. Well, one of our fake patients, one of our non-existent patients could have been an immigrant, so therefore
One of our non-existent patients could have been an immigrant. Therefore, what?
we get protection under the bill as well.
We get protection under the bill because one of our hospice patients could have been something like that, or somebody signed off their name that's an immigrant person. They sign their name onto the person as being there, even though they're not really there, but because that immigrant might have been paid by somebody to write their name on that thing. Therefore, that hospice gets that government funding, and therefore, because they get that government funding, the journalist cannot do anything to stop. He gets fined for asking questions. Crazy.
It is absolutely a bill designed to hide the fraud that's going on in the state of California.
You guys are in good zones. I would imagine you guys live in a purpley area there if you're so close to your military bases like that. Usually, live not love. Yeah. Miramar Marine Corps. It's Marine Corps Air Station also. Oh, nice. CAS. Oh, is it? It's probably almost like a combined base type thing too, huh?
And the politicians clearly know that the investigative journalists are on the case.
Up in Washington, there's one up there. Lewis McCord, Army and Air Force.
And they got to stop the investigative journalists before it's too late, before the public learns the truth.
And do you think there's a conflict of interest with Mia Bonta, husband being the AG, the Attorney General of the state? Meanwhile, he's trying to take credit for exposing the fraud. Meanwhile, she's trying to silence those that actually have exposed the fraud.
Look, when you showed up and visited the fake hospices in LA and Southern California, you showed he wasn't doing his job. This isn't hard to find. He literally was ignoring it. And so you embarrassed him. You embarrassed him by showing that he's not doing his job to protect taxpayer funds.
So therefore, he's going to have to sort of this is what he's going to say, step up, but he still wants to go after you. So he's having his wife go after you while he tries to make himself look like, oh, we're doing stuff. This Nick Shirley guy, he's just a troublemaker.
He then calls a press conference last week and says, oh, look, I took out 21 fraudsters. I'm thinking that's just the tip of the iceberg. And now we've dismantled the fraud rings in California. No, they're not dismantled. You have 21. When you indict 2,100 people, then maybe we're starting to turn the corner.
And he referred to me as certain people.
Certain people. You did his job. You did his job. The job that
A small fraction. That's what he's saying here. He has a small fraction. Like 21 people we went after. I'm like, seriously?
he should have been doing all along. You did his job, you embarrassed him, and now Mia Bonta, she doesn't want it to happen again, so she's trying to stop citizen journalists.
Stop Nick Shirley Act is a direct act on all of us. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Fraud is exposed and now subscribe to antifraudclub.com.
One rule, of course, is try your absolute best.
Make sure you guys follow Nick Shirley if you're not.
What do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act?
I think you're a psycho scam artist.
They don't want to end their fraud racket.
Psychos. Imagine a Democrat saying that to somebody after that Democrat was already exposed for exposing himself, if you know what I mean. Craziness. Here's that link for his YouTube channel there. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. Let's see what else we could look at here. Let's see what the boys are doing out there real quick here. In case I decide to do something else here. Think about doing a panel or something like that tonight, but looks like everybody's kind of watching what Pretend Media is doing or something down there. So let's see what these guys are up to here. Hey, they're not restreaming me for once.
Freaking A, bro.
Was Will in the chat?
A, bro.
I'm going to bed. That means I'll be back in an hour. Good night. Well, see you soon, Slag Saint. Have a good night.
I'll tell you.
Or this way?
Is Will Tifa in the chat?
Hey, Will Tifa, want a box of senior citizen? I need the cash. Laugh out loud. He probably definitely doesn't angry now.
Oh, is he in the other chat? I think he's in Pretend Media's chat or something like that. I thought he was in Chris's chat.
Salute Danny and Chris in the chat. 401 Raider,
What is
what is
happening?
up?
I am so confused, and it's very hard to get me confused.
Yeah, that's great. They got her.
It's very hard to confuse me. No, I'm just kidding. That's bullshit.
You got the before and after.
That's
Yeah,
Before and
say.
after.
Tommy gets confused.
Going south of the pond.
I don't know what south of the pond is.
I don't know
Is
what
it
south.
which way the birds fly?
Anyway, let's see if there's something else going on out there. So Ground Zero's doing here. They always restream me. We're going to restream them. I guess there's a thing going on there out there in X Space or something like that. So he's listening to this X Space that's on there. A few people I recognize in there.
God damn it.
She always forgets something.
Damn boomer.
Okay.
Teresa, are you still want to talk about that subject?
Yeah, to say this is a video that's already recorded.
What video? The Pam
It
video?
should be inside the metadata. Most
Ground Zero PDX,
video
yes.
editing software should
Actually, let me give you links here since I do that.
Or if you go into
We
your
were just watching Chris a
files
second
on your
ago.
computer,
There's his
it
link
should
coming up in the
be
chat.
inside the file
Now we're watching Ground Zero. There's his link
But
coming up in
every
the chat.
file and video nowadays for photos and
Should be.
pictures
Oh,
will
there
always
they go.
have,
Okay. Yeah.
like a geolocation metadata and a timestamp embedded into it.
Sounds like a boring conversation. No offense. Okay. I was thinking about watching the latest. What is it? There's another panel I saw here. Geyer and Spin City and a few other people are doing a panel thing or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of in a debate panel sphere or something like that. But it's
Mr. Balderson, you first.
Geyer's in
I
there.
would say that
Yeah, you know, some of us don't like Spin or Guy or whatever. I just wanted to see what they were doing there. It looks like Spin's running the show here, but he's got 2 people watching him. There's a lot of people from the what they call the panel spheres, where those people are mainly from there. I used to hang out in some of those spaces. I still do. Because there's Count Emmett you see out there also. Abe Dinkus, Rob Norrie might have heard of. Good guys out there in the panel sphere or debate sphere. But not a whole lot of other stuff going on there. Let me see what else we can dig up here on to watch there. But I think we're just going to go watch another one of these other thingamajiggers down here. Watch later. Freedom and Whiskey. No, let's get rid of that one we just watched. Slag Saint. I said I was going to watch Slag Saint. Here you go. Patriotic guy. I think he's from the East Coast somewhere. I watched a lot of his content the other day just to pass the time here, but I think he wrote a song here. We're going to the Antifa rally. Try not to leave or whatever. You might not like his music here, but I figured something to play here. Slag, are you in the chat? You might be in Chris's chat.
One Slag Saint here, and I'd like to say hello to all the patriots in Portland and you too, Antifa. Anyway, I've written a song. It's called Going to the Antifa Rally, and it goes a little like this. Hang on a second. Now
I know it's not Michael Jackson, but come on now.
Antifa stepped up and got in our face, yelled what's up and sprayed the bear mace, hanging around at Patriot Corner. We'll be hanging out making protester porno. We're going to the Antifa rally. Slap my ass and call me Sally. We're going to the Antifa rally. We'll all be dicing in the
Okay, we're only going to watch half of this now. Maybe we'll watch the other half later.
rally. Yeah, we're going to the Antifa rally.
Maybe we'll come back and watch the rest of that later, but that's okay there. Let's put this over here. What else? There's something else I was going to do. Not Emmett. Is there another video down here that I was going to get into? Here we go. Where you watch later. Does this go? No. Shorter video, an older Liberty Hangout video, you think? No, Billboard Chris here. What was this about?
Or they do double mastectomies every day. They do them for women who have cancer, of course. But
You guys know who Billboard Chris, right?
they do them on girls for gender. Yay. Let's give a hand to this guy who wants to abuse kids, everybody. Boo! This guy thinks 14-year-old girls should have their breasts cut off. Go away, sick bastard. Anyway, this clinic in Falls Creek, the doctors pay when they do a double mastectomy for cancer is $1,500. When they cut off the breast of a little girl for gender, they're getting paid $3,500. There's a financial incentive to them to do it. But the good news is when people are fighting back, the anesthesiologist refuses to work there anymore, and other nurses have quit
Hey, Electric Lou, how you doing? Nice to see you.
because they're getting tired of this.
Do you remember when I slapped you with years ago?
Here, take the mic.
No, do you remember when I slapped you upside the head?
You slapped me.
Yeah.
When did you slap me?
2020.
December 31st?
Advertising that you assaulted somebody, not usually a good thing.
Oh, you're the guy that was laying on the ground after I knocked you to the ground and you went to the hospital? Yeah.
Good. Replaying an old video here. Had trouble here and he fell down or got self-defense or something.
Yeah. Do you want to take a picture of him? Fucking transphobic piece of shit. Can you take a picture of him? Yeah.
You're hiding your face. 2022, COVID was over, buddy.
Kyle, can you call an ambulance? Because I think he broke my knee. Yeah.
What'd you hit me with? Just your bare hand?
I would never touch you.
Huh? What'd you hit me with?
I wouldn't touch you.
I saw on your social media. No, I didn't. But I saw
And then here he just admitted here that he hit him.
on your social media. Oh, they arrested me, but then they released me right away. I saw on your social media that you said I was advocating for the genocide of transgender people.
Which is untrue.
I saw that you were also fundraising to get your teeth fixed after that, even though there was nothing wrong with your teeth. And at first you had complained that I broke your knee, but then you said that your arm was broken. So what was it? Your teeth, your arm, or your leg that was broken? Fancy running into you here.
No raid. Really? Thank you, Rob. Thank you. We're just hanging out, watching some crazy videos out there. Thank you. Are We Not Men? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully everybody's doing good. We're just watching something here. I'm going to watch a little bit of Liberty Hangout here and see if I can get a panel on here in a second for you. Thanks for watching. Good show. I was watching you earlier a little bit out there. talking all about fun of the stuff out there. Thank you guys for watching and hanging. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button and all the other buttons on the way in or on the way out, preferably on the way in. And try to be nice to Are We Not Men. I know he's hard to be nice to, but try to be nice to him too.
Anyway, I'm sorry you want to sterilize kids, man.
Just kidding. Yeah, you guys are taking over the chat.
This is what we deal with.
Slow down there. I
So,
appreciate it.
unfortunately, this is a gay man who is a terrible representative for his community.
Anyway, that guy there came to this little rally there in British Columbia, it looked like, and admitted that he assaulted Billboard Chris. You guys probably know who Billboard Chris is. Anyway, that's not wrong. Oh, you're okay. You're not so nice to them. I see how. All right, I'm in. Avarice was over there too. Is Avarice? He's not nice enough to come into my chat. I see how it is, Avarice. I see how it is. I'm nice to you, but you're not going to be nice to me. Okay, and I see how the Avarice stuff is going on there. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hitting the like button and all that fun stuff. I appreciate it. Let's check out Liberty Hangout's latest video here while we're out of here.
I've been a real laborer, and I'm a proud supporter of the Cuban Communist Party. I just wanted to say that.
Is he being serious? I guess we'll find out.
And, my father came into this country fleeing because, the Cuban people were starved by...
Why didn't you support that?
You know, it's cool as long as you don't expect people to be nice to you, That's a good thing to don't have high expectations there. I've been on holiday, like, really? Is it still some? I appreciate it. I appreciate you popping in whenever you can and hitting that like button, because some of these Nor Raiders, they forget where the like button is. I sometimes have to change my format here and tell them that there's a like button down here that they forget to press somewhere down there. They'll probably give me a hard time because I'm not pointing to the right location or whatever, but somewhere down there's a thumbs up button. There's also a notification bell down here, I believe it is, or that bell, one that looks like it's a full bell there, not the drawn ones, but the ones that are filled in, I believe. Okay, there we go. The ones that no. Okay, that's a no.
No. You just said you're a proud supporter of the Cuban Communist Party, but your father fled it.
Yeah, and you know why?
Why don't you go back?
He had to flee?
Why don't you go back?
Why don't I go back?
Yeah.
I wasn't born there. I was born here.
You could just go back.
They need all the help they can get with some of their communism there right now, from what I understand. I'm going to see if I can get some buddies to come in here, but I got to put up that Liberty Hangout link right there. There we go.
What does it mean to have a sanctuary campus?
Essentially, we want a safe campus, where we don't have our officers on campus trained as ICE enforcement, we just...
It's called law enforcement. If people break the laws on campus, you need law enforcement to enforce laws. State laws, probably in your case there, but they need to be able to enforce the laws of the school or of the state or city, depending on the situation.
Don't want them to act as ICE on campus, allow ICE on campus.
Why not?
We want our campus to be safe for students, and I generally don't agree with the principle of ICE in general. So,
What if students feel safer knowing that if an illegal, unvetted alien came onto their campus who can't be background checked, we have no idea if he's committed crimes,
I think it's Florida campus too.
if he's what he's doing here? What about the students who feel uncomfortable?
What the heck, Hellstorm? Don't be surprising me like this, okay? I'm an old guy, okay? I'm an old guy, old hearts and things like that. I don't expect you guys to give me money or anything like that, but you made my heart skip a beat there or something like that, okay? I gotta go off cameras to make sure my heart's okay. Anyway, there's an elephant there. Thank you. Mr. Bill, you joked about buying people lunch. Quincy or something like that. I like to buy my team lunch at work, but your team a lunch if you can. Norons, hit that like button. Thank you, Hellstorm. Let's see. So let's check the like button here. I got to open up another window to find out if you guys are actually hitting the like button. I don't think I'm going to get to 100 likes, but if you guys want to try to help me get to 100 likes, you can note if you guys are actually hitting the like. There's an echo thing going on there. Sorry. Oh my goodness, 23 likes. And I had to make it 23. So either there's Antifa, the Nor raid that just happened here. I'm not sure. I don't think Antifa would show up in the Nor raid there, or crazy liberals or something like that that are afraid to hit the like button. But either that or you guys don't like me. I'm not sure which one it is. So we'll have to find out on that one there. Okay. Status quo is in the chat there. Thank you guys. We'll check on that. I'll hit the refresh button just to see if anything changed here. Hold on. It's 25. It's not working yet. So we had too many radical liberals or Antifa in the chat. It's okay. It's okay. Free speech and all that fun stuff. Okay. Communism in there. Communism. Yep. Craziness. You guys want to go with the other screen like this, like that? There we go. See if I'm gonna send an invite to my buddies here. Hold on.
With that, and would prefer if the campus PD and ICE were allowed to come onto campus and detain him.
Well, I've been organizing on campus for a minute, and I'll
Thank you
tell you
again,
they're
Nelson.
in a minority. And even then, I don't think that makes it any different than, you know, someone else who's on campus who might be a naturalized U.S. citizen, and we don't have any information about them.
So here's the thing. Who deserves sanctuary more? The women who live on this campus, who are against what you guys are
Give him a little credit. At least he's having conversations. A lot of these kids won't have conversations, or they'll say even stupider things than he does.
advocating for, or the illegal aliens who just want to come somewhere that knows that ICE won't be able to come and detain them on campus?
I think all humans deserve the right to, you know, their decency, and I think that part of that is allowing free migration. And I wouldn't classify them as illegal aliens. You're a white American.
What do you classify people that did something illegal and then reference their status? Is their status a citizen or a non-citizen? If they're a non-citizen, you can call them an illegal non-citizen. That doesn't have a good ring to it. Another word for non-citizen or somebody that doesn't belong in your area is alien, not only planetary, but also kind of civilly. That's why people are called an illegal alien.
I presume.
Yeah, I'm white.
Okay. Are you originally from the settlers that came here, or
they always want to go back 400 years? Why do they do this?
Or
Yeah,
what?
my
So
family.
then
My family.
I would classify you as an illegal alien.
That's okay if you
Yeah.
classify that.
You just said her as an illegal alien. No, what you're trying to say there, even though you didn't say it, is her lineage would be immigrant. Even that would be a stretch. But you just called her an illegal alien. You're an idiot. Idiots.
I don't mind what you classify me as,
No,
but the law classifies people who come into this country unauthorized and unvetted as illegal, and it is a criminal offense.
Yeah, but the law also, legalized slavery at a certain point. The law has had, so I don't think we can apply legality to morality. And if we're looking at, the actual facts, America is a settler colonial country, and we live on stolen land. So to say that, these people are illegal when a majority of them actually come from an indigenous background and have deep ties to the land and have been migrating for years.
What Haitian? This guy was from Haiti. He murdered, he bludgeoned a woman to death just this month. What deep ties does he have to this soil?
No, I'm specifically more speaking towards the majority that come here. Where
No, I'm asking for specifics.
a Haitian might not necessarily have, descent from this land, but specifically Haitians, were brought over from Africa, and as we know, Africans were brought here illegally. So I'd say that they also, have some sort of claim to the land because they were displaced, unfortunately. Same with Haitians.
Were they brought to the United States of America during the slave trade? No, they were brought to another country during the slave trade. There's a 14th Amendment that everybody in my chat probably knows about, that was made for the Americans, slaves and everything at the time, to make sure that they had full status, basically. Not for people that were in another country that later on, 100 years later, came to the United States. Okay? I'm not sure if you're aware of basic facts, buddy, but that's kind of a simple fact that, even Are We Not Men knows that one.
So does a nation have any right to its borders and its laws regarding who comes into the country?
I don't believe in nationhood.
Okay, so if I went down to Mexico, I
Yeah,
could be able
true.
to vote in their elections and get their government benefits?
I believe that you should have the right to migrate to Mexico.
Okay. So if a ton
These complete open borders, follow that through, buddy. If you have complete open borders everywhere, what would happen if you have complete open borders everywhere you go.
Of white people from Europe, which we know what Europe is turning into, not many white people there left. But if a ton of white people decided, I want Mexico, we're going to go down there, we're going to displace the population, we're going to change the demographic, and we're going to do it without asking for permission. We're going to come in and do what we want because
Unvetted, like you said.
there's no borders, there's no nations. We're going to completely change the landscape of Mexico and the demographics.
Yeah.
You support that?
Well, displacement.
Do you support that?
No, because
Why not?
because
But
You just said you did support that if people come to America, basically. But if the culture changes, if people from America go to Mexico and change the demographic and everything there, unvetted, you're not okay with that, but you are okay with that same concept taking place up here. Do you understand? There's a certain word, not hippo, but hypocrisy.
there's no nations.
displacement is a very specific word which adheres to, the principle of ethnic cleansing, genocide. I'm not
But
advocating
there's no
for that.
nations.
I'm advocating for migration, not
But
necessarily.
there's no nation.
Yeah.
So a group of white people from Europe can go down to Mexico, completely change the culture, completely change everything because Mexico isn't a place, is it?
Okay, sorry.
And she's using your logic, buddy. If you have any logic, she's using your logic.
I don't
is
believe,
Mexico a
I don't
place?
believe in the concept of nationhood. That doesn't mean that.
Therefore, if you don't believe in the concept of nationhood, what are you getting at here?
Negate that nations exist. Just don't believe that nationhood should persist.
What is nationhood?
Nationhood is the idea, that individuals are connected by a sort of a similar economic culture, status. Specifically, if you're looking at like theories of historical materialism and how we philosophically develop the idea of nations, they're tied to sort of like a connected group of people.
You guys mind if I do a quick little nationhood dictionary thing here? His definition is weird. Nationhood, noun, the fact or status of being a nation, national identity or independence from other nations, likely, right? For example, the day on which we celebrated our nationhood as New Zealanders, which would have been their July 4th in that sense. That's what nationhood is, buddy. I don't know what definition you're going for here.
That have some sort of like enclave.
Okay.
Sorry, not enclave. It's wrong word. Like merged together. Like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
He doesn't like the concept of nationhood, but he can't define nationhood.
Do you have any room in this conversation when we talk about Sanctuary Campus about the possibilities of letting people on this campus without any fear of being detained by ICE who are here illegally, potentially hurting women on this campus when they know that they can't be deported?
I have the same take for any person who might hurt a woman, so I wouldn't apply a different standard for an illegal.
Answer the question, buddy. Very simple thing. She's asking specifically about people who don't belong here.
Immigrant versus a naturalized citizen.
But illegal aliens are unvetted and they have no background check. And if they committed a crime coming here, it's a federal offense, it's a criminal offense. So they're already criminals and we have no idea who they are, no background check. Is there any worry at all by saying, hey, everybody, we have a sanctuary campus. If you're an illegal alien, you cannot be detained here. Don't worry. Come on over. We don't want ICE to pick you up. Well, this guy would have made a nice home here on campus. And this guy who killed his baby mama,
would you
an American citizen.
Would you apply the
Do
same
you
standard?
think?
Yes, she would apply the same standard to American citizens that criminals should not be allowed on campus. That's not her question, you absolute. Okay. Nor people, even though you guys only have 28 likes or whatever, but I know you guys have some liberals out there. Considering Rob Noor would be a 10 in the debate sphere kind of thing or whatever, what level of debate kind of level is this guy at? If Rob was going against this guy and Rob's a 10, 1 to 10, can't go below 1. Is this guy at least a 2 or a 3 maybe?
Do you think there's anything to be said by declaring to criminals that they can come and stay on your campus without fear of being detained?
Criminals come on our campus all the time. Like, you can be a criminal and be allowed on campus.
If you watch Liberty Hangout, you already know this.
There, she's gonna do her advertisement for LH merch or some other thing there, which is okay. We'll and watch it as she's doing that thing there. I'm gonna advertise for Rob Knorr here for you. All right, for the 10 or 15 people that I had before, make sure you click on that link to Rob Knorr and click the subscribe button over there. Give them a like. It even lets you know when her videos or advertisement's gonna end with that yellow bar up there. That's cool. I don't have a yellow bar on my thing, but I do have 29 likes, I believe. Let me double check on that real quick here for you. We're shooting for 50. I don't know if we can hit 50, even though I have 50 people in the chat. So that must mean that there's 20 liberals or Antifa or people that don't like me, which I can understand, I guess. But anyway, we'll say she's going for the coins or something like that out there, I guess. That's kind of a cool little coin, or gold or silver, maybe, something like one of those companies out there. Liberty coin and currency, probably. Okay, anyway, that's probably enough advertisements for now. Okay.
65532.
Meter, I would.
You're inviting them.
Oh, I forgot something.
Simplest ways to keep it.
Like, if you commit a misdemeanor, I would.
You're inviting them.
I'm inviting them by allowing.
You are inviting them. A
to-
sanctuary campus is inviting criminal.
Yes. Do you understand? When you have a sanctuary, you think of it as a church sanctuary. It's a sanctuary where everybody can come and everything and participate. Not really reporters like and things like that, or protesters, but a place where people can come and feel safe and be together. That's in a very inviting place.
Aliens to come onto your campus to have sanctuary from the cops.
So if I say that, like, someone who committed like a misdemeanor is allowed on campus, am I like inviting them?
Not sanctuary from criminals. This guy's in college, an American college. And he gave that as a retort to sanctuary colleges.
That is the definition of
By
inviting.
not like making them like, I don't know. So should we criminalize every single criminal who comes on campus? Like anyone who's committed a misdemeanor. As a matter of fact, you see.
He thinks he's got her or something like that for some reason. It's, oh my goodness, he doesn't understand things. Sanctuary cities is not referring to somebody who committed a crime.
FPD stops a lot of students on here. Should we go about like sort of hounding them up and making sure that they don't come on campus specifically because they are of criminal background?
I'm not talking about a criminal background. I'm talking about a criminal alien who is unvetted and has no background check. You're inviting people like this onto your campus.
Well, a lot of
when you say, we made this a sanctuary campus, we want you guys to be safe here with no fear of deportation, and ICE will not come onto this campus, question you, detain you, and the cops can't either. You're inviting these people to come onto your campus.
Well, for one, I think that's a very hasty generalization. A majority of the students, especially the people who come on campus, who are maybe on student visas, we also want to protect them, right? Even though
they're on visas.
Yeah.
They're legally here, you absolute. Like I said, see, level 2 debate skills or level 1, okay? I'll admit I'm not the greatest debater either, but if Rob's a 10, this guy's a what, guys?
Yeah, but there are students who have like their visas like taken away, and even then,
okay, and then they are subject to removal.
Even undocumented like immigrants still have to report to the IRS. Like they still have.
They have to. They have to. No, they don't have to. They should. They should. But to themselves, do they have to?
Have to fill out
under the Biden administration, they didn't have to. Under the Biden administration, they were flown all over the country, given new addresses, new locations. They're meant to. Yeah, I'll get that. Meant's probably a better word at that point there, but yeah, they don't have to.
Certain forms, it's not like they're completely undocumented. I feel
How do they do that?
Through submitting an INS. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. They have, there's some documentation that they have. It's not like they're completely just roaming around. I feel like that's a very.
Are they legally here with an INS? No. They're not.
Oversimplification of like a much like deeper like complex issue. And even then, I don't think that like debate like removes like the root issue that I brought up, which is like the fact that like you're on stolen land. Like you are like
I'm not on
like
stolen land.
This
Well,
isn't stolen
okay,
land. What?
Fair. How is it stolen land?
We stole it from the Native Americans. What do you mean?
Which Native Americans?
The various tribes of Native
Which
Americans.
no. Which tribe?
There's various tribes. The Seminole tribe is one of them. There's like I don't know.
What land is this right here? What is UCF built on?
Indigenous land.
Which indigenous tribe?
No.
I'm not sure which tribe this land's like.
Do you understand her point? If you're caring so much about the people that were there, you would know whose land you're on. Say their names concept, If you did something wrong to somebody, you should know who you did something wrong to. Whose land is it? Whose land was it before that particular tribe? Whose land was it before that particular tribe? You get the concept that certain tribes even were conquered or pushed out by other tribes? Have you learned 8th grade history? I was going to ask, when immigrants have an INS, are they legally allowed in the U.S.? Processing registration evidence from the Department of Homeland Security or former INS indicates a non-citizen has registered their presence, but it does not inherently mean they have lawful immigration status or permission to be in the U.S. Do you understand that? They don't have permission. Gives them a piece of paper, not a document that says you're legally in the United States.
Specific. That's like a very specific claim to, I don't know, like a specific tribe. I don't think that are you negating the fact that like there was a Native American genocide that like this country was like
There wasn't a Native American genocide.
What do you mean? It's one of the most like documented genocides of all time.
You don't believe in nations. How do you steal land if there's no borders?
Going back to that argument, that works. If you don't believe in nationhood, but now you're saying that they did have a nationhood back then, that we took something from them. You get the concept here? How's he going to wiggle his way out of this one?
Because there was a nation at the point.
There was a nation, but you don't believe that, back then. In a lot of cases, most of those tribes, roamed around different places. They went to where they wanted to go, where they could find game and take care of themselves. They didn't have any kind of nation at that time. You understand? But evidently, we took away their nationhood.
I believe.
No,
wait,
you
wait,
don't
wait.
believe in
Sorry,
nationhood.
sorry.
You don't believe in
I
any
don't-
of that.
Wrong.
How was there a genocide, and how did we steal land?
I don't believe that nationhood should persist. That doesn't mean that I negate the fact that nations have existed.
Okay.
And also,
What, like her question, what nation existed there that we took it from them? You can't answer that.
so
That wasn't a nation here.
the Native American nations?
Yeah, they weren't nations.
They have
They
nations.
were.
By
They were
definition.
tribes that went around
By definition, what the heck?
acting like complete barbarians with each other.
That's not true. at all.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
And then, furthermore, how can we be?
Here, I'll even Seminoles is kind of the major Florida one, right? We're Seminole Native Americans. Americans mean to other tribes. Seminole Nation was not generally mean or unusually aggressive toward other Native American tribes. They formed a coalition of disparate groups, primarily certain ones who migrated there, formed an alliance, refugees. The Creek, there we go. They broke away from the Creek Confederacy to build a new, inclusive, and adaptive culture, often focusing on trade and survival against encroaching European, Spanish, and American expansion. But what I'm trying to find out is before the United States kind of came in and Europeans, what were they doing to each other?
On stolen land, if you don't believe in nations or borders, I don't understand. There's no land. If I step, how did the settlers? Hold on. How did the settlers step on
There you go, now down to 3. Okay, you give them a lot of credit their status.
to stolen land if you don't believe in borders?
I've already, stated this. I don't believe that nationhood should persist, not that nations don't exist.
So it's
right?
okay for the Indians to have nationhood and nations.
I think
because
let me clarify.
it's okay that they have nations.
But you don't want the United States to have nationhood. Do you understand what you're saying here, buddy? Stick to your pews, okay?
But it's not okay for us to have a nation.
No,
and
I think that we should surpass like the idea of indigenous nationhood. I'm not necessarily arguing for specific like just land back and ethnic cleansing of all the Europeans that are here. I think that the only way specifically now that we're in the capitalist mode of production, and when the settlers came on, we're talking about a different mode of production. We should move past the idea of nationhood.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Well, then, would you allow some illegal aliens into your dorm?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. You don't have any borders there. You let anyone come into your dorm.
I've met illegal people before. They're normal, hardworking people.
Remember earlier on he said he doesn't like the name illegal aliens. He just said illegal people. That's worse than calling them illegal aliens. Illegal people. Oh my goodness! Listen to these guys.
Some of them are.
No, most of them are. I don't know.
Some of them are all criminals, though. I had a question to ask you. Now I forget it. It's very important. It's very important. Okay, this is what it is. Hold on.
Actually,
you can after. If we were on stolen land, why would you want people from all around the country, China, Venezuela, Israel? Why would you want them?
That's a good question. I see where she's going with this one.
To be able to come to this country when you're including more people who have this stolen land? Why would you want more people who have no ties to this country to be willy-nilly just into this nation on stolen land?
I believe that we should surpass the idea of nationhood, and we shouldn't utilize, these categories like, illegal. I think that when I say that, you came on, stolen land, I'm just pointing out that there's a sort of a hypocrisy to your argument.
But shouldn't we
You're the one that's been critical the entire time.
Move as many people as we can from the stolen land?
No, I don't believe that. I think that we should move past the idea of nationhood. I think that you're adhering to the
no
idea
more stolen. Okay, then let's drop the stolen land thing. So we're moving forward. No one stole this land. We're good. Everyone has every right to be
not what
here.
I'm saying. I'm saying I think if you are
go back and forth, make up your mind, be consistent, buddy. Do you not understand your obvious inconsistency here?
Going to make the argument that there's such a thing as an illegal person, then we should point out to
you just said illegal people. You acknowledge there's illegal people here.
First illegal people, right? I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with that principle. I'm just saying that I think there's sort of a hypocrisy to your argument.
No. What law did they break when they came over here?
What do you mean?
What law did they break?
Wow, it's pretty obvious.
The Native American laws, that the law of like not committing genocide.
So you think it was the Native Americans were not interested in genocide?
Were the Native Americans that were like on this
were they interested in committing genocide at all?
On this land right here? Not any historical documented instance of like Native Americans committing like mass genocide. Can you provide like a historical instance where they've done that?
I don't have it on me. I do usually bring references. I would love to.
I'll ask another question there just to help Liberty out there. We're certain Florida tribes aggressive toward each other. Yes, Florida Native American tribes were sometimes aggressive toward each other, particularly over territory, resources, and alliances. Before European contact, groups like the Calusa and another one, competed for dominance. Interesting. later tribes were drawn into European rivalries, and the Seminoles fought for survival against both colonists and other tribes. Regional rivalries, etc., etc. Next.
Do a video with references about the stolen land argument,
Yeah.
but I don't have any references
Okay.
with me today. Yeah. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
You're very nice to talk to. Give me a little elbow
You
slap.
should get a real job. You know, I've been
Should get a real job. I'm guessing right now her taxes help pay for your college. So I'd say thank you to her right there for her taxes going to help pay for your college and other students there. Do you understand that, buddy? Wow.
thinking about this. You
Well,
know,
how much do you make?
I'm a good amount. I'm getting a good amount.
How much do you make?
I make 17 an hour. You know.
Okay, where do you work?
I work with my father. You know, I do carpentry work. You
Very
know,
good.
I've been a real laborer. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm a proud supporter of the Cuban Communist Party. I just wanted to say that. And you know, my father came into this country fleeing because you know the Cuban people were starved by.
Why didn't you support that? No. You just said you're
Here's status. You're probably gonna like the rest of this one here.
proud supporter of the
Yeah, yeah.
Cuban Communist Party,
Yeah,
but
I
your
am.
father fled it.
Yeah, and you know why he had?
Why don't you go back?
He had to flee.
Why don't you go back?
Why don't I go back?
Yeah.
I wasn't born there. I was born here.
You could just go back.
Did I hear that right?
There's no nationhood, remember?
Cuban communist?
Yeah.
So you support genocide?
Genocide? I don't think the Cubans
genocide
genocide
of the Cuban
anyone.
people.
Who did? Yeah, you know who has committed a genocide? The American people who have
Fidel,
committed. No,
Fidel
the
Castro has
American
committed
people who have
genocide,
committed who
especially
have
of people that
raised-
you
who
think
have raised
are
an
your best
embargo,
friends, like
who have
gays and
raised-
blacks.
who
He rounded up all kinds of people that he thought were inferior, and he committed a genocide. And he really
So-
hated gay people.
So Fidel did not hate. That's such a one. That's a.
Oh, another fact check here for you. Okay. Actually, I'm not even certain about this one here, so I'm just going to ask it there. Did Fidel Castro hurt gay people? Yes, Fidel Castro's regime subjected gay people to severe persecution and systematic discrimination following the 1959 Cuban Revolution. This included the forced imprisonment of homosexuals, religious minorities, and intellectuals. Smart people. Interesting. This guy thinks he's smart. In labor camps, with Castro himself later taking responsibility for the Great Injustice. Fact check complete.
A completely egregious claim.
If you want to defend him, that's up to you.
because of the fact-
I thought you didn't
you-
like
you-
dictators
okay.
and people with
I'm
stolen
gonna-
land, and I thought you didn't like.
The fact check on which one? Yeah, basically what I just said. Yeah.
Any of that, but go ahead.
I'm gonna
Look at
inform
the
you-
camera and defend Fidel Castro to me.
Inform you on a
Look at the
Gusano. I'm gonna inform you on a Gusano talking point that you clearly misspoke. The individual that is usually attested to being a racist individual is Che Guevara, not Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro was the president of Cuba after the revolution, and one of the major parts of the revolution was actually sort of backing the black liberation movements that were existing in Cuba. In fact, Che himself, the idea that he's a racist comes from the Motorcycle Diaries, where he makes a statement in his youth, sort of, speaking poorly about black people. But at the end of the book, he sort of changes his viewpoint. And famously, Che Guevara was actually one of the most anti-racist. He went to go fight in the Congo to help African liberation movements. How many anti-racists do you know that go to fight for African liberation movements in the Congo and, risk their lives for it? I've never
Why did
really
he
heard
kill
of
so
it.
many people then?
He didn't kill so many people. As a matter of fact, it's actually stated that Che Guevara tried to save as many individuals as he could, but the majority Cuban support for the slave-owning class that existed there, was torturing the people, and it was mass supported.
Why
by
did your father flee?
institutions. My father fled because he was forced to starve because the U.S. government has put an embargo on this country, and it was actually while he was here.
He was forced to leave because America put an embargo.
documented for a while. He got amnesty under the Reagan era and was there. But the only
What a
reason,
mistake.
The only reason
What a mistake.
The only reason that he was able to flee, the only reason that he was, forced to flee was because the American government put an embargo on Cuba and has been starving it for the last 67 years. So whenever you guys go around and you start talking about, illegal immigration and all of these things, you ignore the fact that, America has purposely manufactured and starved and,
a communist regime that allowed nuclear weapons to be parked right at the shore, ready to destroy the eastern coastline. Yes. We're not really fans of being genocided by Russia via Cuba. We're not big fans of that, buddy. But we don't like genocide. I don't know if I can say that word. But the one reason we don't like Cuba, communism, the way that they treated people, the way they treat their own people, surveillance state behavior also with Cuba. They're, again, the ties to Russia at the time. Oh my goodness gracious. Funny.
damage all of Latin America and a majority of these countries through neo-colonial practices. Half of Chiapas is literally under diabetes because of the fact that drinking water is more expensive than Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola has literally killed union leaders who have tried to protest. So the entire case that you're making here is hypocritical, and you should get a real job.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've never met a Cuban dictatorship supporter like that. That is insane. I do want to say, though, I think him and his dad should go back to Cuba. If he is so in love with the communist regime there, he should just go back. Imagine your father fleeing somewhere, being persecuted and starving to death, and you go in front of the camera. I love the place my father had to flee. I'm fully in support of all of that. I bet his dad would just...
Oh my goodness.
Or they do double mastectomies every day. They do them for
crazy.
women who have.
Oh, was that good? What level, Rob, people or whatever you think Liberty Hangout would be? If Rob's a 10, she would be probably at 8 or so at the level of, she doesn't need to be a 10 to defeat some of these arguments out there, but I would give her an 8 in comparison to Rob there. Wow, that's just wild. Okay, let's go back and delete the ones I've got here. Wait a second, I just had the one I wanted to go. I'll go back here. Hold on.
I've been a real labor.
Or they do double mastectomies every day. They do them for women who have cancer, of course.
Already saw that
But
one.
they do them on girls.
Just
for
saw that
gender.
one. I'm gonna let you guys watch. Some of you guys might not like this music, but I already played half of it before the Rob Raid got here. So I'm just gonna give you this other slag saint. He's one of a guy that follows me or something like that. So it was talking about, we're gonna go into the Antifa rally here. So this is the rest of the song here.
May as well be Southern Cali. We're going to the Antifa rally. I'll sing you a song if
Hey, admit it, you guys can't do it any better at the music, okay?
you allow me. Making the jokes, you're awfully funny. Everyone's broke yet still has money. Here on YouTube on a live stream. Swear as a cube, so stand up and scream. Yeah, we're going to the Antifa rally. Slap my ass and
Only oops. I pause it. 32 likes, guys. We're at 32 likes. Keep going.
call me Sally. We're going to the Antifa
I got a little rhyme to it.
rally. We'll all be dicing in the alley. Yeah, we're going to the Antifa rally. May as well be Southern Cali. We're going to the Antifa rally. I'll sing you a song if you allow me.
There we go. That was interesting anyway.
Well,
Slag Saint, if you guys want to follow him and get more of that patriotic music, check him out there. Also, let's do one more link here that I didn't put up there. I like to watch some of the on-street interviews type stuff like you just saw she did there. So here's some Liberty Hangouts and some others links there in the chat there. Let me see if I can find the other thing that I want to watch here. Yes, Liberty Hangouts at the top of that list right there. Click on that link, click it, subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to see if Chris Sims is still alive here. Did he end his stream? He never ends the stream this early in the night, so I must be missing something here. He always restreams me lately. We're going to try to restream him real quick here. No. I can never find it. I got to go through Twitter to do this. It's crazy. But also, if there's any Rob Nord type people out there, if you guys want to know what's going on in the Portland ICE protest world or something like that, you probably heard about or something like that, or maybe you haven't. Where Chris Sims? What is the? There he is. YouTube there. YouTube there. There it is. He is live. Okay, there we go. This is what he's doing right now. Gives you an idea what's going on in Portland here.
Let's see. Oh, it was Bert. Like Bert just popped up. I was like, what the hell is that?
You see that? What he's talking about there in the corner there? That little pink bunny rabbit. That's the kind of typical Portland behavior. Some patriots were having a little gathering at the top of a building, a little barbecue situation there. And this lady out of nowhere that might have lived in the apartment complex wanted them all to leave or whatever, kind of doing the Karen thing in a pink blowy outfit or whatever. I'm not sure where the person got the pink blowy outfit, but maybe they're so far into the liberal. So, hey, I was watching that. But anyway, that was kind of an interesting thing there. It tells you a little bit about the behavior there. These guys show a lot of videos at night about different stuff there that's going on in the Portland there. And also, this might be from an event where there was a flag wave just outside of Portland where some girls were spit on by some passersby, and that's kind of the way that they treat people out there in Portland. If you do an American flag and a Trump flag out there, wear a red hat, and you get spit on, flipped off, all this other stuff at you. And it's not worse. That's Tommy Boy's right there. Tommy Boy, if you've heard of him, he's the guy in the red right there.
You live on the roof and go home. Go home was funny.
Anyway, that's Chris Sims on that one there. So I want to show you some of that. See if he was restreaming me. I'll restream him for a second there. See if there's anything else going on in the world of craziness. That's Slag Saint again. So I can play some more music here for the heck of it. Let's do this one here. Yeah. Not that one. Mr. Bill's Curbs. Classic. I'm trying to think of some other thing to watch or do here.
They roll up loud, ready for a scene. Then they freeze mid-step, 'cause the sidewalk's clean.
Oh, that's
Fresh white line, like a battle scar. Every edge in place, every marker star. Mr. Bill's curves, where the strong stand tall. Trip up the chaos, hold the front line walls. Gunstone guardians, watching every turn. Mr. Bill's curves. Make the doubters burn.
All right, let's do some news here. Some stuff was going on in Seattle today outside of an Israeli event or something like that. There were some leftists didn't want people to go into this event or something like that. So, and Ari Hoffman, I think, got this, or a friend of his or whatever posted this anyway. Let's see, this is the first video I think I want. As you can see, these are the kind of river to the sea type people out here. Not exactly the most friendly, but this is outside of a Jewish civic center type thing in Seattle, I think, at least the event was. Look at this. Look at the radical behavior you see in Seattle. Hey, look at all the cultural appropriation. Obvious white guy, but you can see all the cultural appropriation there and hiding his face and ashamed of what he's doing, evidently. Every single lefty out there hiding their face? Except for some women, maybe. And they were acting so badly that the police had to get involved here in Seattle, and they usually don't help. They're about as helpful as Portland's police. Sorry about that. Here you go. They had to have like 8 or 10 cops just to make it a peaceful area. And they're still yelling and screaming. They were blocking the door, so the Jewish people or whatever that were there had the cops come in and say, "We can't even get out of our door because these people are out there kind of blocking it." More than 10 cops. Is it their IQ or just kind of how little they actually think is why they... Oh, middle fingers, that's going to make somebody feel bad coming from you. If you want to have a conversation or something like that, and if we respected your opinion, then maybe those middle fingers would mean something. Some rando on the street that hasn't even had acknowledged in a conversation, those middle fingers mean nothing. Again, basically 2 words, 1 word repeated, but that's all they can. Their argument is those words. And right now, Palestine is free as long as they kind of quit attacking Israel. Very free to do whatever they want to do with a little bit of help to rebuild their area there. But yeah, they're pretty free right now. But guess what? They're not going to be able to take over the rest of Israel now, okay, or attack it anymore. As the cops are trying to teach human rights to these people, like, yes, you don't attack somebody for their opinions, okay? That's what the cops are trying to say, and they're saying F you to the cops for keeping everything civil. The mentality. Typical Northwest behavior. This is a British patriot clears the road and arrests. I'm not sure if this is recent or not, but this is what British patriots do when climate change activists think they can stop the road. And what do the cops do in Britain? Do they help clear the road? No, they go after the guy that's trying to clear the road. even though the people that are blocking the road are causing more emissions to go out there by preventing people from getting to where they're going. So they are running idle there while they're blocking the road. Make it make sense.
You fucking insulted me. GTO plus 61 active will get you into that crime.
Getting on him for assaulting while they're preventing people from doing traffic. Can you imagine being the cop that has to do this? This is an old video, actually. I remember seeing this. And look at this. He stopped because the cops pushed him into the vehicle, and then the climate people got in his way. You're not doing anything to stop the climate activists.
Absolutely disgusting, boys. Get the guy praying. He's trying to get to
Are you going to negotiate with terrorists there, cops? Wow. This is interesting, too.
In the same bag. So all these signs are from Rise and Resist. These protesters did not bring these signs out, and you're going to see it right here. All the signs are being put in these bags that are going to be taken by the organizers. We're in front of Trump Tower in New York City. Okay, so you can see all the signs are being put in these bags. Who pays for the signs?
The sign fairy pays for them.
The sign fairy. Is that George Soros by any chance?
The sign fairy. George Soros has better things to do than pay for our signs.
Okay, so there is the sign.
So a billionaire has better things to do than advocate for whatever you're advocating for. Do you understand how stupid you are? You keep saying billionaires don't care about you. Oh my goodness.
Sign fairy, because somebody is paying for this material. These aren't cheap signs. They're high quality signs and they're brand new. And they're being taken away in bags, all the same bags. Where are you taking the signs, man?
To my penthouse apartment.
Again, we're in front of Trump Tower in New York City. This does not look organic. Again, this protest ended at 1 p.m. and they're all leaving at 1 p.m. So are they on the clock? I don't know.
It's always weird how that happens.
Question: Does Knoxville support our president Donald Trump?
I have no idea, but I would say that you do.
I do. Do you support our president? You don't. Why not?
I think he's out of control.
What's one thing he's doing that's out of control?
I'm assuming it's Tennessee. At least the Tennessee people will talk to you.
I think bombing a country without any provocation was a pretty
Oh, Obama was terrible then. Yes, I agree with you on that one.
big step.
Well, you know, the theory.
Hillary Clinton also back in the day, and Libya situation. Yeah, that was horrible what she did.
was that they have nuclear weapons that they're trying to develop.
He said that he had obliterated that last year.
But you could always rebuild something that's been obliterated, right? It's crazy.
Radical liberal person here, I think.
We just got plane tickets. My wife and I just fled the U.S. for New Zealand, and let me tell you how we did it. We just did it. We just got plane tickets and visitor's visa and just left. No, we were smart about it. We have a really detailed strategic plan we've been working on for the last year and a half, and we are really eligible for.
We just did it, but we planned for a year and a half. First silliness, but go ahead.
For the visa, and we applied for the visa 6 months ago. It just so happens that we aren't going to hear back for another few months probably, and it's not a guarantee that we're going to get it.
Wow, that's interesting. Did they vet you or something like that, or did they have a certain amount of people that they allow into their country from certain other countries? Is that how things work in New Zealand and most every other country in the world?
But we just decided that it was a safer gamble to move anyways than to stay in the US anymore. So we made a plan A,
I thought you had white privilege.
and then we made a whole bunch of backup plans, and we're still in the plan A territory right now. So we'll see how it goes. But we figure worst case scenario, we can stay probably about 9 months in New Zealand. If we don't get approved and there's no chance whatsoever, like we're firmly disqualified from staying here, we go visit Australia for 9 months and work on our plan. And if we still can't figure out a plan, we go visit Japan for, like, we would rather do that.
You know that Japan is kind of, I don't want to say racisty, but you know, they really like Japanese people, we'll say.
Than stay in the US any longer. Like, we don't feel safe in the US. And we also have enough confidence in like who we are as people and our skills and our marketability, and like we've done our homework on like where we're most likely to get visas. And just realistically speaking,
Marketability to other countries, okay.
we will be able to figure something out in the next few years without having to go through all those steps. But like, we would still rather do that than stay in the US and gamble with that.
Mental derangement. There's just a complete derangement. What was this about? Cashville says more arrests are coming related to the Trump persecutions. It appears James Comey will not be the only one facing charges. Good deal. This is outside the ICE facility about 6 months ago. Chad Caton here and everything. See how calm he is? And the radical left is kind of yelling and screaming in his face.
Why are you in his face? Even your friend is like, why are you in his face? Your country committed mass murder. You were part of it. Your country committed mass murder. You were part of it. And you're guilty too. You're guilty too. You're guilty too. You did the fuck.
Wild people. That's Portland for you. On average right there. What? So other news here. Angela Rose, what was she up to lately?
Of Cedar Riverside, Minneapolis looks like today.
And I think it's important to recognize that this is previous to this recent, genocide. This has always been the.
Isn't it weird how certain protests nationwide or whatever are always the same in all the different cities? I thought it was a grassroots effort. The Seattle event was pro-Palestine. This one's pro-Palestine. Interesting how it's always the same kind of thing on certain days that happens there, that are grassroots events, right? So odd. This guy was patriot type guy, veteran guy outside the ICE facility getting picked on by a leftist. And he was being cool about it too.
I don't need to know that because I don't use public transportation.
Right.
I don't need to know that.
But you're supposed to know the area and the surroundings you're in.
According to who? According to what?
Your bosses.
No, that's not true. See,
Yeah, your boss is over at DHS. We know you're a freshly minted Fed.
Send you out with any.
Oh well, with that shave you got going on.
He's overweight to be a Fed in law enforcement. He's not super overweight, but yeah, he would not pass the PTE test. You absolute idiot, Freya.
And that cultural appropriation with that 90s hip hop
How you doing, Unfiltered? Nice to see you.
hat
They
thing
just
going
don't
on.
care about you.
I didn't hear anything.
They
How
don't care
dare
about you.
you? How dare you? Is that pretty good? How dare you? Sorry.
They just send you out with no information.
Don't clip that.
What are you talking about?
Your bosses. They just send you out with no information, no caring whatsoever.
So I get three things from my boss: an address, a blowjob. I get an address to a motel. I get an address to the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all
That's
I
it.
need. And I
Wow.
show up to work. I go to work.
So they don't tell you about your adversaries, what they might have, what the area is. They don't care about you at all.
Definitely not.
That's no intel at all. I mean, even in the military, we got more intel than that. Come on. I mean, yeah, there's jokes about military intelligence, but we all got some information.
I don't
right?
think he knows what city
Do
he's
you know
in.
what day it is? Do you know what city you're in?
Do you agree that you got some information from military intelligence at some time during your service? I mean, they did help some.
Every day.
Okay, so now we have information about you, number 2, that you are either a current serviceman.
They're so scared of everybody. He already said he was a veteran for like 8 years or more. And it's like they're trying to make him out to be a Fed just because he's sitting down at the ICE building.
Or an ex-serviceman. By the way,
I've already said I'm an ex-serviceman.
Okay, but
I've already
you
established
said that to me.
Yes, I did.
Not to
You
me,
just
no,
forgot.
you did.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah, while you were.
You know what my job was when I was in the Army?
Well, doing such a good job.
Then you would remember what a person said to you if you were an interrogator. What an absolute idiot the lefty is.
Doing such a good job. You're not, there's no way that you were an interrogator for the Army.
97 Echo Lima, bitch.
That don't mean anything to me.
Because you don't know, because you weren't in the military.
Okay, 11 Bravo, motherfucker.
Oh, yes, you were a sandbag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
No
I'm not-
intelligence.
I didn't get fucking
Just
hurt.
go there, shoot at that thing. Okay, boss. And you went and you did it, right?
You goddamn right I did.
Yeah. No questions, no.
Yeah, guess what? When you question your orders, you won't be in the Army very long.
Thought process.
Efficiency.
Efficiency is not thinking and being questioning.
That's
Okay, that's
not
what
what
the
efficiency
Nazis
means.
said too, huh? Yeah. It's efficient. I'm just doing what I'm.
This guy is just who defeated the Nazis, guys? Who was the main person that defeated the Nazis? That guy and the service that he worked for, or the ones that beat the Nazis. Why did they help? Were they able to beat the Nazis? Discipline.
Oh, I'm just doing.
I'm just following orders.
I just defeated fascism by following orders. Yes. Mentality. Base. That's level 3 or 4 on the level of debate skills that I just used to debate their concept there. They're saying bad army guy, bad army guy. Those skills that he learned from the army that's helped defeat fascism, helped get kings out of the country because of what? Discipline.
Yeah, just following orders, doing what I'm told.
The bosses say wipe out this village, so I have to wipe out this village.
Yeah, let's do some.
See, they never
napalm
say that
for,
shit.
No, they were more discreet about it. That we can't have any witnesses to the drugs we're moving for the CIA.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway,
But anyways, how stupid things can one person say at a time? I guess.
Think about what Nick Shirley did.
Exposing.
Oh.
Great. I think he exposed.
I love
He
Nick
exposed
Shirley.
the fraud for what it was, and that's why
Thank
that's
God
why
for
the
Nick
liberals
Shirley.
hate him. Right?
Yeah.
They're exposing this crap.
And what would you say to Nick Shirley?
Thank you. We love you. And please get security.
Yes, we're worried about Nick.
We're very
Seriously.
worried about Nick.
He's a young kid, and he's putting himself.
Yeah. Usually he does when he needs it.
Together for a long time. And this is exactly what you were referring to. You were on my show repeatedly talking about the Russia collusion story. And our audience wants to know why there's never any accountability. But specifically, the question that I asked you was about election integrity and whether or not you had any information to verify what President Trump says all the time, which is the election was rigged. That's what I asked you, Cash.
I'm sorry, Maria, I misheard. Yes. So what we are doing is folding that into our entire conspiracy case, and we will let the prosecution speak for
Yes,
him.
they
But we
do.
have
Yep,
the
well said.
information that backs President Trump's claim, but because it's an ongoing prosecution investigation, I can't get ahead of the DOJ and the president. But the President Trump speaks truthfully when he says that, and that's what I've been telling you about. When we find terabytes of data on computers from the last 10 years that we were supposed to find 10 years ago. That's what it took. It took his reelection. It took this FBI to go in there and find it. And it takes a long time to get through that material. But I would say stay tuned this week. You might see a thing or two.
Ooh, that's cool. Let's hope so. I'm not even going to listen to that guy. What Tim Scott had to say.
Has been killing Americans for 47 years.
taken money like the Obama gave them and used it to fund proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas. They've never complied with anything. The Israelis caught them lying, deceiving IAEA inspectors, falsifying reports. They chant death to America and death to Israel. So, I mean, this president finally is doing the right thing. He's going to hold them accountable. So no nuclear weapons, no ability to do ballistic missiles to continue to kill Americans. I mean, look, this is a regime that has been killing Americans for 47 years, taken money like the Obama gave them and used it to fund proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah.
You saw that one? She does a good job in Davis, California. They're kind of exposing some of the trans agenda there. Beth Bone, but I'll listen to that some other time. Geyer does a good job too. I don't want to hear that right now. What did this lady say here?
Your thoughts on the indictment, please. Well, it's an unjust indictment, and it seems like these intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting sent.
Can't hear what she's saying.
All in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court.
I can't hear it. Can you? I don't think you can hear it. I got it turned up all the way too. I think I do. Next thing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
That little hand motion, he just like out of here. An umpire. Supreme Court rules 5-4 granting President Trump expanded wartime authority under the 1798 Alien Enemies Act for mass deportations, empowers direct removal of Trinidad members to El Salvador's mega prison. Let's go. I already saw that one. Oh, this was interesting. The Joe Rogan thing. I haven't heard this yet.
I want to tell everybody how this happened. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
Is that guy next to him the YouTuber type guy or whatever? I'm not used to him being dressed up like that. Is that YouTuber guy that makes little 4-minute videos exposing crazy leftism? Looks like him anyway. Laura Ingraham lays out somebody's sweeping agenda, including massive spending hikes and targeting Supreme Court.
And of course, she wants to abolish. Because Mejia, like AOC and Bernie Sanders, believe that America at its core is evil and corrupt. And of course, she wants to abolish ICE. She wants universal child care, universal health care, canceling all student debt, national minimum wage up to $25, impeach Clarence Thomas and Sam Alito. Now, this menu of destructive ideas is no longer considered, though, fringe in the Democrat Party. It's gone totally mainstream. It is a deep hostility to our country, to our history, to the capitalist system.
Interesting. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Oh, this is a different video here.
Yeah. Why so? I carry my passport everywhere I go. So.
Okay.
So what are you scared of happening? Deportation. even though I'm an American citizen. But
Okay. So you were born here?
yeah,
Okay. And why do you feel like you would be deported?
because I have, I'm like Latina, so my parents, my ancestors are from Dominican Republic, and so I still have family in Dominican Republic. but-
Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't be allowed here if they're not citizens. You're there. You understand.
I'm born here,
Okay.
and then
You know how they find out if you're born here? They get your ID. You have a social security number when you're born here. You give them that social security number, they can match it up very quickly. You don't need to keep your passport on you. If you were born here, that social security number is really all you really need.
also I think I know he wanted to get rid of.
Birthright citizenship. But guess what? Even if he was able to get rid of birthright citizenship, you can't do it in a backtrack thing. Only future tense at that point there. You understand how the laws work? If you were born here, it meant you went to an American school, right? When the Supreme Court rules on something like a birthright citizenship, it's forward looking, not reverse looking, okay?
Citizenship for people who are born in the United States.
Birthright citizenship for illegal aliens who come over and have children and then get a lot of government programs, and they use that as a means to get citizenship for themselves, even though they committed a crime coming over, being here illegally. So what have you seen in the news or on media that makes you feel that even though you were born here, that you need to carry a passport around?
Well, I carry my passport ID, but people are just like taken off the streets by mass figures, and
For what reason though?
for deportation.
Yeah.
And
Because they're here illegally, because they're undocumented. Knowing you have a passport and a legal social security number means that you are documented.
Why are they targeted though?
because they're racially profiled.
Where does it say that in their guidelines anywhere? Please show me where it says that.
And you think that it's a real possibility that you could be kidnapped off the street by an ICE agent and deported?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to calm your fears and tell you that is literally never going to happen to you. That is never going to happen to you. There has not been an instance, one single instance, where an American citizen has been taken off the street by an ICE agent and deported. And if I'm wrong, correct me.
I do believe you are wrong. Yeah.
You can't even look it up. Wow. All right, we got through that stuff there, guys. Let me see if there's anything else to look into. Late breaking news, the heck of it here. There's that TikTok lefty. I wonder what he said there a second ago. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Was this a different one? This was at that Seattle event here, right here, that was still going crazy, even after the cops said they calmed it down. But the leftists were kept calling the cops names. They had to deploy mace, it looks like. Come on, leftists. Come on, leftists. You have them outnumbered 2-1. You could sort of take them if they're really the bad people you say they are. You should be able to subdue them out there. If you think they're that bad and they work for the bad guys. But no, you're not really serious about it. Some of you guys are serious, but most of you guys are just out there LARPing. First Amendment does not give you the right to block other people from entering and leaving a building. You are taking their First Amendment rights away from them. Do you understand the basics of the First Amendment? Your rights end when you stop other people from expressing their rights. Typical Northwest behavior. Wild. I'm not sure if anybody's here, if it's just the people who went to sleep during Rob's raid or whatever earlier. But if you are here, put a 1 in the chat. I'm going to send you guys over to Count Emmett. I believe Emmett's still running out there, so we're going to give him some love here since it was Rob's raid mainly in here. So put a 1 in the chat if you're still here. Put a 2 in the chat if you're lurking. Let's see if we can find Mr. Count Emmett here. Oh, thanks for the 2 new subscribers also. I appreciate it. There we go. You guys know Emmett, right? I think you do. Oh, average view duration 14 minutes. So either you guys are going to sleep on me or something there. It's all good. Stream settings there. Find the right person to raid. See if there's any other options, but usually Emmett's going to be the one to go to. I keep going to Chris Sims and other stuff lately, but since, yeah, that makes sense that it would be Emmett. What's he doing? A call in to troll. Oh, we had a troll Emmett on or whatever they want to call that. It sounds interesting. I'm going to save that one there. I'm not going to end the stream just yet. I'm going to check one more thing. See if I got any emails. Nope, no emails there. No DMs or whatever they call them. Check the notifications. Oh, somebody liked my post on Twitter. Thank you, Michelle, on Twitter. Anything else going on? Nothing going on there. No videos worth watching there. Yeah, I think we're done for now, guys. Thank you guys for watching and hanging. Oh, thanks again for this donation there earlier. Much appreciated, Hellstorm, if you're in the chat there. Yes, I will try to buy some people some lunches, including I don't know if you know about BCP, if that's what it was about. That's who I always seem to owe a lunch to, but maybe some other conservative streamer out there or whatever I can buy lunch to with that donation. Much love on that one. Thank you so much. Anything else going on out there? Like Unfiltered, thank you for hanging out in the chat. Who else is hanging? Status contributed quite a bit to the chat there also. Electric Glue did a lot of contributing as well. I saw that name in there quite a bit there also. Are We Not Men helped out with the raid. And other people were all there also. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll send you over to Mr. Count Emmett here. Actually, let me see what he's doing real quick here. He's probably having a good raid there. I'm just going to poke my nose into his stream here. He's got a lot of people watching him right now. What's he doing here? Watching an old situation here. What was this one about?
Mr. Esan, imagine your only tactic is constant cover people and you think you're cool.
Got it, Trippy, you little bitch.
because
Yeah,
you're
why
the
don't
one
you
that
shut-
pulled
now,
that move.
Now, listen. Let's start with this. You want to make insults in people's appearances? Let's see your face.
You're
all that.
Oh, I like that. I was not a fan of Trippy back in the day. They had some issues there. I'll send you guys over there. Okay.
Cool,
Hold on.
Vic.
We'll get a
Thank
raid
you
there.
very much for the ginormous, insanely huge $5 super chat. Says, congrats, Emmett. You're
Go tell Emmett. Mr. Bill says hello and give him a subscribe and a like over there. Thank you guys. 30-second countdown. God bless.